We love our sponsors like Foothill Transit. They make the show possible, and if you would like to sponsor us, we will put you on the show too.
Yes, we
so
will.
we are going to have a little morning buzz. We have some issues that have come up, very serious issues, with a couple more shootings, a few more black men who were shot to death, as well as now our
Sometimes it doesn't even feel like America
officers
anymore.
in Dallas.
Yes.
And specifically, then this fellow was looking for
to kill people.
White cops.
Let's just say that. He was looking to kill white officers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear, cut and clear.
Really awful. So we have a guest with us today. We have Derek Georgino on the Morning Buzz with us to discuss this very serious matter.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me, guys. Love being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Derek, let's talk about it. We have two incidents that led up to what happened last night. We talked about 37-year-old Alton Sterling, the shooting in Baton Rouge, and then we got right around the corner, right afterwards, Philando Castile, 32 years old for, in Minneapolis. So
Minneapolis.
things that happen kind of crazy. So what do you think, Derek? What's happening?
Yeah, it's tough to watch those videos, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch those videos, and I think you can conclude that the situation may not have been handled the way that it should have been handled by these officers. And no one wants to see loss of life like this.
No.
And a discussion needs to be had about it. Where I disagree with Black Lives Matter and a lot of people from the left and the right is that it's somehow symptomatic of structural racism in this country, or as President Obama had put it a while back, that America has racism in its DNA, right? Suggesting that it's incurable, it's immutable.
And we're also a melting pot, so it should be something where you think we would have gotten used to.
Yeah, but you know, you got to think, it's only been a few years, and the country's been under a lot of scrutiny for the past 60 years. So some people there's tension. That's what I would say it is. For example, let me say that I got pulled over once, and the officer was nervous, but I was a Marine, so I know how to handle certain situations. Unlike the average Joe, they see someone nervous, the first thing they're thinking, oh, something might happen here. So they end up doing something that they shouldn't have done or they shouldn't do. So we never know. Every situation is different. Yes. I understand what you're saying, Derek, that people try to make it seem like it's the whole system against them. And I think that more like back in the 60s mindset.
Right.
But if you go with today, it's more economical anyway versus racial. So
socioeconomic.
yeah. So
and you got to imagine it's tough to be these cops too, because I mean, if you're in a neighborhood that's not considered such a great neighborhood, I mean, it's low income, high crime area, and the consequences of your action as a police officer is your life or your death.
Yes.
It's a very stressful situation.
It is.
And you're right about that. And I think these kinds of issues need to be discussed, and honestly, from.
Speaking about officers, as he said, let's talk about what happened in Dallas. I mean,
well, let me just actually jump back a little bit too, because I believe the Minnesota governor actually said.
Yes, he came out.
So you tell me what you heard him say, because
I'll let you, Mary.
I thought I heard him say that this happened because the gentleman was black in Minnesota.
That's why I let you say that.
So that is what the governor said. But yeah. I think that was irresponsible of him to say this happened because. I think that's why it creates more of these very volatile situations.
And the burden of proof too. If you're going out there and you're going to say that there are cops out there that are patrolling neighborhoods thinking, you know, I'm out here to end the life of a black person.
Absolutely.
That's a heavy claim. I mean, there's a burden of proof that you're going to need for that, and I feel that a lot of people just they can't gather the evidence to support that.
So let's touch base on what happened in Dallas. I mean, that's horrific. I mean, no matter who you are, no matter how you feel about officers,
yeah, I don't care what
that's
color
horrific.
The officers were. It was
so
horrible.
What's your take on? I mean, now the count from the last time I checked was 5 officers being killed.
It's a tragedy. It's the worst police casualty event since 9/11, and what's horrifying is that neither of these two shootings occurred in the state of Texas and in the city of Dallas. So you have Dallas police officers who are having to take care of a protesting situation, and their lives are ended
And it was a peaceful situation.
Yeah, it was a peaceful march.
It was not an issue that was really taking place as far as the people that are participating, other than obviously this
so let's just
tyrant.
Let's just say that, you know, one thing is that we must always send out prayers for people, and definitely for Dallas, because that shouldn't have happened, because it had nothing to do with rectifying the problem. It had more so of intensing it. I mean, just causing it to build up even more so. So let's just say that we really need to educate people, and as parents, we need to educate our children.
Right, and yeah, there's so much, even with the training and so forth too. It's just an awful situation. Derek, thank you so much for being on. This time went so fast, and as you mentioned, I think prayers to everyone, and thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Serious matter.
Up next, we're going to fall right around the corner. You know, fall is right around the corner, so we're going to talk to Rochelle and see about having a new you.
We need a new everything right now, I think. So she's going to bring on some new hair, and Rochelle Chappelle with the